Okay, it better be working now. It looks like it's working, but the weird thing is, again, I can't hear anything on here. Let's see. Let's delete this one. That one failed. Sorry, let me share my screen too. This is what I'm looking at. And delete this because that one failed. I deleted that already. And let's see if I can hear anything here. Yeah, I can't hear anything, but the little thing up here is showing. What's up, Taryn? Taryn's in the Zoom. Can I hear you? Can you test?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So that's
Nice.
good at least. Actually, could you talk again?
Hello. Good
Okay,
to see
yeah,
you.
sweet. So you should be coming through the stream too. I don't know what is wrong with the sound on my machine. It just like started not working very well. So I have this software called Loopback that I use for turning the single channel, left channel audio that I get from my interface into stereo. Otherwise, it sounds funny for people. So
Hmm.
I also use this to take audio from my machine and pipe it back into as an audio source. And so that's how you're coming through. But sometimes this thing just does not work well. And I think that's probably responsible for some of the problems I'm having. So anyway,
Is it a paid thing or is it a free thing?
I can't remember if I paid for it. I think I did. It was a long time ago that I got it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I have a license for it, but it's a huge pain. Just the whole problem space is a pain. So um, anyway, welcome everybody to Office Hours. This is just your time to come and chat with me, ask questions, and all of that. Taryn is a regular here. Happy to see you here, Taryn. Thank you so much um, for joining today. Did you have any questions you wanted to kick us off with?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a code one and I got a non-code one.
Sweet.
Pick your poison. Which one do you want?
Let's do the non-code one first. Ease us into the day.
Okay, so I asked in the general channel to Simon. I don't think he saw the message yet, but it's about the Tailwind course that he released. Do you
Yes.
think you have a question about that?
Yeah. Let me see. And I'll ping Simon about this too. Where is that message link? And I think I've got Slack open. He I don't think gets on Discord a whole lot, but maybe now he will start to. And of course, right now he's asleep because
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
in
because he's in
Australia.
Australia. Yeah.
Um,
But
but
yeah, question was pertaining to, so spoiler alert, I always buy stuff you put out when I can, right?
thank you.
And yeah, you're welcome. And if I can use company money to do it, it's always better. So my company right now is looking into making like a design library. I forgot what they're calling it, a component library.
Mm.
We want to use Tailwind, and my question pertains to would this be applicable and could I sell it to my manager as something that'll help them create this new like component library?
Yeah, good question. So, do you have Figma designs for the component
Yes.
library? Yeah, then I will say that the Pixel Perfect Tailwind workshop is mostly geared toward layouts. And then individual components, but you will absolutely learn valuable skills about taking a Tailwind design or a Figma design and morphing it into a Tailwind thing, even if it's not a layout thing. There are a number of exercises that are specific to laying things out with CSS Grid and stuff, and there's animations and things which actually would be pretty useful for a component library as well. But yeah, so there will certainly be some exercises where you're like, okay, yeah, this doesn't really apply to my component library thing, but I think most of the things will transfer over.
And even if we're not, sorry, let me rephrase. Even if it's not applicable to the component library, most of us wear multiple hats, and the guys making the component library are also going to be product developers, so they're going to
Mm,
be working on like features and stuff. So I think all of it will be applicable in some way or another. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
let's go bug my manager about getting licenses.
Super. Yeah, I'm sure Simon would appreciate it very much.
All right, then I have a code question.
Mm,
Um, so my code question is kind of around Remix and cookies and the create session storage function.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we have like so I'm trying to implement something using cookies, and I'm trying to figure out when should I reach for the session utility versus like just to create cookie one, because
Mm.
it's not really clear to me which one's better or like what the use case is for one over the other. I know the session one is about like user sessions, but it feels like I should be using that one for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. So like I'll be honest, this is um a little unclear in the documentation of so like I guess I'm just validating you that like I understand why this is a little confusing. Um, so there's the cookies, and you've got this create cookie thing that you can use directly. I think this is, if I remember right, in the Epic stack, I use this for the theme. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is where it's going to be. Oh no, I use cookie directly. That's right. So I prefer to go as simple as possible for things. I don't think that I have a create cookie. Yeah, everything else is create cookie session storage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's also, if we go here into sessions, we've got the memory storage, file storage. So
Yeah.
the benefit of using create cookie session storage over just using cookies directly or the create cookie API is that this gives you a bunch of utilities that you can use for setting values and retrieving those values out of the cookie. So here, if we look at, we have our users prefs that we create with this create cookie, and then we can import that, and then that user pref has a parse method on it and serialize, just like some lower level things like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
also the expires and is signed and stuff. And that, like, I'd say this is a step up beyond just using cookie directly, like I'm doing with the theme thing. But see, the
Mm-hmm.
theme is just so simple. I don't think I even have an expiration on it. Like, there's nothing. If we go to Epic Stack and take a look at, oh, I got to be careful because this is here. Let's go to incognito. I don't want
Secret mode
people
stuff.
looking
Yeah.
at my private notes. Just yeah. Okay, so we go to application cookies, and if I don't have the cookie set right now because I'm on system, but if I change, now I've got the theme right here. That
Mm.
value, actually here, let's look at the network. The that theme switch sent me back a set cookie that looked like this. So it does have a max age on it. I think that might, hold on a second. Let me
Oh,
check
yeah.
where we do this. Right. Nope. No, where is this? Set theme. Yeah, set cookie. Here we go. Yeah, set theme. Oh, right. I do set them. It's literally right there. I was looking at it the whole time. So I do set a max age on it, and so you can do that with the cookie API. But I actually I never like sign the value. I never check whether it's signed. And I just rely on the browser to delete this to determine whether
Oh.
it's expired and stuff like that. Because it's just so simple. It's a single
Mm.
value. I don't care if people are able to determine what the value is. Like it's not a private thing, really. It's not a
Mm.
problem. And so simpler is better in this case. Like you have a very simple file that's easy to understand. Taking it a step up to create cookie allows you to have a little bit more usefulness where you can yeah, let's see, create cookie. I think this is just for parsing the cookie header, probably. I've never actually used this API, so I'm kind of making things up as I go. But yeah, it kind of gives you some more useful APIs for parsing the cookie out of that cookie header and that sort of thing. And then sessions take it a step further where you use that cookie string as a mechanism for storage. So you can think of it as being able to serialize any number of objects or properties into a single string and serialize and deserialize that. So you can say, I want to set this for a session, you can have multiple values. You have like, here's the user ID. That's pretty much all I use this for. But you could also
Mm-hmm.
say, here's like some stuff in their cart, and here's like an array of items in their cart. And you can set those into the cookie. It'll get serialized and passed back and forth with all those requests. And when it comes back, you can deserialize it out of that. If you did this just with the create cookie API, then you would have to manage the serialization and deserialization. You'd also probably want to sign it so that like nobody can tamper with it, and yeah, so on and so forth. So session storage is really useful when you have those sorts of challenges that you're facing.
Okay. So if I recap my understanding, there's like bare metal, simple as possible cookie. And then a step up from that is the create cookie util. And then even a step above that is when we start getting into sessions where you have more robust data that you want to be tracking, not just
Mm-hmm.
simple values that, yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
guess.
and I should mention also, I only use create cookie session storage, but you can actually also use there's like a way that you can make your own. Yeah, create session storage, which is right here.
Hmm.
So all of these, the create cookie session storage, the memory, the file, the workers, KV, arctable, all of these are built on top of the create session storage. And what this thing does is it allows you to, you specify I think this is the cookie header. Or no, this is a cookie config. So that's like where you say your max age and your path and your same site and all that stuff. And then here you have a create data, read data, update, and delete. And so this is when you say, okay, cookie.set some value to be, or some key to be some value, this is where you would say, okay, they want to have all of these different values that are associated to this cookie. I'm going to save that somewhere. So in memory, it's probably just some map or something. You probably
Hmm.
never use that. For cookie, they actually serialize it into the cookie itself. For a file, they're going to create a file, and then they'll have, here's your session ID, and that's what will be stored in the cookie. And then here's where I can go look up in the file system for the information for that particular session. Workers
Cool.
KV, we're using workers. So the way that I do things is I use the cookie session storage and I stick the session ID in there. And then I have a separate table for managing my sessions in SQLite. I
Hmm.
like doing it that way. To me, it makes more sense, but probably the more proper way to do this, or the way that they kind of intend you to do this, is I would use the create session storage API, and then I would, like these methods here, would interact with that session database table. Um,
Mm.
and so like that could be something you could explore a little bit too. And put I would definitely be open to changing the way that I do it. I have done this. I did it when I was using Postgres, and there was just something about it I didn't really get. And so I went with, okay, I'll just use a cookie session storage. I'll only store the session ID, and then anytime I need to access the stuff that's or that user's information, I grab it from the session table. So
Mm. Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks for the very deep explanation.
yeah, does that like answer your question or yeah?
Yeah, it does. It does
Okay,
for sure.
cool. Good stuff. Well, let's take a look here at the question. Oh, that's wrong channel. Here we go. Questions that we've got in here. Right here, got a couple questions regarding the banner. Oh, here, let me just mention answering this now. Also, let's grab the live thing. Here we go. So the banner on Epic Web Dev, this is now gone because we don't have anything we're actively promoting right now. But if you go to epicweb.dev, then when we have something we're promoting, a banner will show up here. I'm actually really bugged that the banner is not server rendered, and I need to talk to the team about making it server rendered, because when we're when we're promoting something, it loads and then the banner shows up and that causes a layout shift in it. Well, it just like scoots things down, so it's not terrible, but I hate it a lot. So I gotta fix that. But anyway, the way that things are implemented, you can actually find it all on skill recording / products. Here are all of the apps, and here's Epic Web right here. It's all open source, so you can go through that, and you'll see it all. Right here, I'll stick that right there. What is the best way to generate PDF files in Epic Stack app? Users should be able to print from browser, send an email as attachment, and store in database. So the way that I would do this is I would have a resource route set up here. If we go to the Epic Stack, really quick here, and I'd go to app. Here, let me bump this up a little bit. Routes, and I don't know. You'd have your users, or I don't know, wherever you put this route. My PDF or my data.pdf.tsx. So what that is going to do is it'll make a, here, we'll just do this. Remix loader. Hi there. Let's get this thing running. Okay, there we go. And then my data.pdf. Boom. So now you have a endpoint that you can hit, and you can send any response you want. Right now, the response we're sending is JSON, but you could do new response, PDF string, and then headers, content type. Come on, there it is. Application PDF. Yeah, content disposition, content length, all of this good stuff. Content cache control, yeah, whatever you want to do. And so from there, it's just a matter of, okay, how do I generate that PDF string? And that's something I've not done before, but I expect that there are tons of libraries that'll make that really easy, available on NPM. Personally, I really like React's composition model, and so I would look for a library that allows you to turn a React tree into a PDF, which I'm pretty sure is a thing. There's probably a library called React PDF. It was updated 16 days ago by this person that I recognize from Twitter. So probably a good one. This one might also be good. It was, 3 months ago is fine. Like, it seems to be pretty active. So yeah, I would look at this one first probably. Display PDFs in your React app as easy as if it was images. And if you want to create PDFs, okay, so that's just displaying existing PDFs. Yeah, we want to create PDFs. So you're going to go, ooh, it's even got a logo. Geez. Okay, and it's got a spectrum. I wonder if that's, yeah, spectrum is gone now. Yeah, interesting. So anyway, yeah, this looks awesome. Totally the sort of thing that I think makes would be what I would try to do, or what I would use first. Yeah, that's cool. Node, web, render in DOM, saving a file. So I would probably do created and then render in web. So this is React DOM.render. So you could just do this, like just have it render in the browser. The tricky thing there, like that, it's probably not a lightweight library, but like if you just do it in one route, then it's going to be automatically code split anyway. And so what you could do is do this inside of a Remix component. So this route is actually a component that renders the PDF using this. Yeah, man, that's pretty wild actually. That's pretty cool. Or see here, it's going to save it in a file. I would like to have a way to not save it in a file, but give me a buffer that I can stream to the server or from the server. Let's see. We got SVGs, rendering process. Okay. See, I've been nerd sniped. For the creation, we use PDFKit. You might be able to just use PDFKit directly, but I really like React. So, Let's see if there's a buffer. Buffer? They don't use the word buffer on here. To blob URL. Yeah, maybe you could do something with that. Yoga layout, that's kind of cool. Node API, here we go. Render to file. Don't want to render to a file. Render to string. Boom, there it is. Found it. So you would render to string. That would give you that would give you the PDF string right here, and the rest of this, that's it. That's it. That's what you need to do. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna throw this in here. Oops, in here. Where did it go? Yeah, I had this reply right here. So, a couple of things you might want, and I'll toss this. Oh, great, I messed it up. Hit the escape button. And just grab this. Boom, there you go. So hopefully that is helpful. Good luck. And yeah, Godspeed. Okay, next is Justin. Anyone experienced with wigtail? This person posted the same question in multiple channels. If you're watching this now, please don't do that. It looks like it's a CMS. I'm not familiar with this. It's a Python CMS. Yeah, I'm even less familiar with it now because I don't do Python. But I'll tell you what, NASA, Google, and the NHS, they all trust this CMS. So it must be good. I don't know. Sorry, I can't really offer any useful insight on this. Okay. Okay, long time no see. What's up, Amir? Recently started here. Actually, let me say, answering this now. Recently started using Remix in SPA mode, and I'm a bit confused because there are some different behaviors from what I've used in Sierra with NVEAT. There's a hydrate fallback API that Remix wants me to use. I get the following. Better UX when your app is running client loader functions on hydration. Okay. I always thought hydration was for React in SSR mode. So Remix SPA mode actually does some SSG for your home page, or for that your index page. So that's why you've got the hydration stuff going on, because your initial page is going to have content. My app shows complete white screen on initial load for a few hundred milliseconds. This might be, does this happen just the first time that you're loading? Or does it happen every time you go? Because one thing I know that Vite does is it doesn't compile files until they are requested. And so that means that the initial page load is going to be slow for every page that you go to. And then thereafter, they will be cached and everything. So that might be what's going on. The other thing is with the client loader, the data request goes out before the route is going to be displayed. And so if your client loader takes a few hundred milliseconds, then that could be why. And the hydration fallback is supposed to, it's what should be shown until the data shows up. And so that's actually more likely to be your problem. If I opt into using this API, should I use one hydration fallback per component per route, or a single root component sufficient? Depends on what you're going for. You could like just imagine a scenario for every route that the user navigates to. I actually, you know what? I think you only the hydration fallback is only available on the root route. See, I don't use this API because I use Remix with SSR. So let me learn about the hydration fallback here really quick. This is for client-only routes, like what you're doing with SPA mode. is only relevant on initial document request and hydration, and will not be rendered on any subsequent client-side navigations. Only relevant when you set client loader hydrate to true on a given route. It's also relevant if you do have a client loader without a server loader. This implies client loader hydrate is true. Yeah. Okay, so you do have multiple hydrate fallbacks. That's fine. Yeah, interesting. I would play around with it a little bit. I have not done anything with the hydrate fallback because I don't do client only stuff. But it does seem like probably the cause of what you're experiencing is the data has to be requested before any UI can be shown. And so what your hydrate fallback would be is what should be shown while we're waiting for the data to show up. I think that's what this is all about. And in the SPA case, it gets pre-rendered, and that's why it's important. And yeah, that's why hydration is a thing. Okay. Lastly, do you know of any decent sized application with Remix in SPA mode that I can study? Yeah, I do not know of any. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are doing this, but I don't know of anyone who is doing this. Oh, sweet. Jacob comes in with his deep knowledge of Remix. In SPA mode, you get the hydration step with no SSR page to look at while you wait. So while it's not really fallback, it's the same functionality. Hydration fallback is where your spinner should go. Top level should be fine. If you have nested routes with their own hydration fallbacks, then it might allow the top level to render while the lower level routes loaders are still running. Yeah, I think that's about what I said too. Very good. Okay, that's all the questions. Nobody else has joined the Zoom, and I don't see any other questions coming in. So thanks everybody for joining. I am giving a talk at that conference in a week and a half, and I am thinking about doing a practice run as soon as I stop this call. So yeah, stay tuned for that possibly. The CallCan podcast, as always, is here for you to ask your questions. So if you want to record a call right on the browser, make sure you select the proper microphone. Otherwise, I won't hear what you're saying. That's the problem I got right now. Yeah, so you can ask your question here and submit it to me, and then I will respond, and that gets thrown into this list of episodes. We are nearing season 5 because there are 50 episodes a season. So feel free to ask your questions there. And with that, thank you all so much for coming and asking questions, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. See you, Taryn.